Welcome to Team Talk episode 13.1. Okay, so what happened recently? I think there's been quite some time when we released the last Team Talk, which was huge with sample footage, so quite some time passed now. And of course, everyone is asking, why isn't there any updates? I'm sure they have abandoned the project already. And
what happened?
Quite a lot.
Oh really? That's what they all say.
Oh, really? So one of the topics was?
Yeah, one of the topics was, according to the topic sheet, SDI module news. So that's a catchy one.
Yes, it's very catchy.
I guess that's why it's the first.
The story goes, as it was told, that together with Tim Videos.
Who is Tim? Who is this Tim you speak
The
about?
famous Tim is the guy behind the video project Tim Videos, and they developed the Numato Opsys, an open hardware HDMI recording device. So for lecture capture, for recording talks, they can grab the presentation source. For proper lecture capture, so to capture the complete package, you of course need a camera and the presentation.
Okay.
And so we applied for a grant for the so-called prototype fund from the German Ministry of Education and Research. And we are under the finalists. And if nothing goes wrong, all the finalists actually get the grant. And we are finalists now. We didn't get the grant yet, but the chance is pretty high that it will actually go through.
All right.
And that will cover development of an SDI, all the software around it, and will equip the AXIOM Beta with a plugin module that will provide 3G and 6G SDI output and input.
Cool.
For two signals at once.
That sounds really nice.
Yes, and if everything goes well and if the time frame works out, the grant starts in September, I think, and goes until the end of the year. The plan is to record the 34C3 with AXIOM Betas. And the entire broadcast system is currently based on SDI, cabling and so on. And that's the last missing link, so to say, from our side, to get our cameras into the system and stream talks and record talks at the 34C3 for live streaming and recording.
That's nice.
Yes.
That's really nice. Good job. This
good.
is the first time I hear about this.
We inform everyone, not just you, but also you.
Good.
Good that we didn't talk about it before, so the surprise is genuine.
The news is sinking in the heart. Oh. Who is going to develop it?
A German developer called Felix.
Felix?
Felix.
Sounds trustworthy.
Yes.
Did you see him?
Yes, he was here in Vienna last week. We planned out all the technical details, FPGA side, hardware development stuff, how we were going to develop it and testing. So also have lots of high-speed signals to test and to kind of benchmark. And the plan is there. If the grant agreement comes, we'll be already deep in hardware and hopefully deep in software as well then.
Cool. So is there an estimate already how much a module would cost?
Not really, but since the components in some are around 100 euros already, so maybe 100, 200 in that range.
Yeah, well,
But
SDI equals expensive shit.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also have the big connectors, the FPGA is expensive. And there was the discussion if you put DDR3 RAM on the module itself for buffering, but I think it was discarded now for simplicity and for
size reasons, I guess.
that as well. And it will be a dual plug-in module that is already fixed. So it means we have a total of around 12 gigabits per second bandwidth from the beta. And that should supply two 6G lines simultaneously.
Is it theoretically possible to output SDI and HDMI at the same time?
Yes, but not with a plug-in module.
Yeah.
You would have to plug in the SDI plug-in module in the plugin slots and use the HDMI output shield at the front of the beta for simultaneous HDMI and SDI output.
All right.
In the last couple of months, we attended a lot of events, maker fairs, Linux-based events, Make events. There was the first one was, I think, the Maker Fair in Chemnitz in Sachsen in Germany, which was the very first Maker Fair there ever, which was nice. Then we were in Munich at the Make Munich. We attended the Linux Weeks in Vienna, where we also organized the Open Everything Film Festival for the very first time. The idea here is to feature films around open hardware, open source, Creative Commons, privacy, security, so on. And we screened 2 evenings. And next year we will have a much larger kind of selection of films to screen. And we will see what time frame it will take. But next year, Vienna, around May, Open Everything Film Festival 2.0 or something.
So if I have a movie now concerning open technology or something like that, how can I take part in this festival?
That would be excellent, because we are actively looking for new stuff to screen and films that in particular match the spirit and the topic of the festival. And if you have a film and think it would be a good match for the festival, let us know, and I'm sure we can work something out, and it will be great fun to screen it then.
All right. Is there some higher topic involved in this film festival?
There's no kind of yearly topic. The general topic is privacy, security, surveillance, DIY, community projects, everything that kind of fits under this roof. But since there aren't a lot of films that really target this kind of topics, there isn't that much choice to choose from. So if you have a film, the chance is very high that we will pick you.
Where will it be screened?
In Vienna, in the course of the Linux Weeks 2018.
And it's a cinema?
It's happening inside the university, kind of, the whole event, and the screening is inside big hall.
All right.
Yes. Then we were in Maker Faire Berlin, which was the biggest event we attended so far, even though Maker Faire Vienna was already big with around 10,000 visitors.
Wow.
Berlin had 15,000. And this time in Berlin, for the first time, we also did the SMT soldering workshop.
All right.
So the SMT workshop, if you learn soldering,
yeah.
like in school or for fun, you always use through-hole components, like these big resistors, and you drill holes into the printed circuit boards, and you stick them through and then solder them from the bottom and then clip off the...
You just stick them in a breadboard or something.
Exactly, but that's actually a technology that's not used anywhere in electronic production anymore. And you are using something from the Stone Age of technology from 30 years ago or so. So actually all the electronics that are made today are produced primarily with surface mount technologies. And a lot of people ask us, your camera is open hardware, and you say, yeah, you can build it yourself. But soldering tiny components and making electronics yourself at home is really something too complicated and nobody can do it.
But wait,
there's the workshop where we teach people how to do it.
Oh, wow.
And the general goal is to show and to make people experience that it's actually not rocket science if you know how to do it, like with everything.
Yeah, even I can do it.
And if you have the tools, then it's really a piece of cake, basically. And so what we did at the SMT workshops is we brought a lot of soldering equipment and tools and everything you need to Berlin and let people solder their own LED bracelets, or how do you call it? Artistic jewelry based on blinking LEDs, a small microcontroller, and and
variable blinkies.
Yes, blinkies.
That's
and
my,
so that
my
worked
rapper name, my
really
street
well.
name is variable blinky.
What's the street cred level already? How many LEDs do you have?
For each kill one.
So yeah, the workshop went very well, and a lot of people participated in making their own stuff. And we will surely do that more in future events and also do workshops maybe outside of Maker Fairs. We'll see. But
Yeah.
we have everything in place and people are interested. Let's see where it takes us.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So after this workshop, I can just solder my own AXIOM Beta.
If you have the required tools, yes.
All right.
So another big event was that recently the AXIOM Beta and the AXIOM Gamma was moved to a museum. And that museum is the Museum of Applied Arts in Vienna.
Yeah.
And the biennial exhibition called the Vienna Biennale.
The Biennale.
Yes.
Sounds
This
better.
year about robots, artificial intelligence, new ways of working, new ways of collaborating, is exhibiting us.
Nice.
Yeah, and we actually also shot another project for that exhibition on the AXIOM Beta about melting aluminum
Remelting. Yeah.
and recycling aluminum.
That was nice.
So if you're in Vienna and you want to see the AXIOM Beta in action
In action.
and the videos we shot with the AXIOM Beta, which we can't release on the internet here, so you have to go to the museum to actually see it.
You do. Is it? How long is the exhibition?
The exhibition goes from
Is it biennale?
Biennale and it goes until October, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
So lots of time to go there.
Don't wait too long because I know, let's go later. Oh, it's already over.
Does it cost anything to go in there?
Yes, I think you have to pay entrance to the museum. Thanks for watching Team Talk 13. We'll see each other again in fall, maybe with new footage, maybe with a working USB 3 module already, maybe with a pile of finished hardware ready next to the pick and place machine, hopefully for us. And yeah, then if not, we can still do the wearable Blinky album and sell that.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye.